What's going on, everyone? My name is Player Zero, and today I'm going to be attempting to beat Pokemon X with only flying type Pokemon. There's a lot of different flying type Pokemon we can get in this region, so encounters will not be a problem. The issue is the second gym is the Rock Gym, which I feel will be a pretty big hurdle to get through. But even bigger is the Electric Gym. I feel like I'm not going to be able to get through these gyms deathless, and I'm sure I'm going to have to make a few sacrifices. I feel like the Ice Gym will be fine with Charizard, but I feel like the other gyms are just going to be really tough for us to get through. Let's get into what a hardcore Nuzlocke is. It has the standard rules. Can only catch one Pokemon per route. If a Pokemon faints, it dies. It can no longer be used in battle and must be boxed or released. If you wipe, the game is over. The hardcore rules are as follows. No overleveling. Each boss's ace is the level cap. No items in battle. Held items are fine. Set mode and no mega evolving. I do have to Mega Evolve after the third gym to advance the story, so that's going to be the only exception. Before this video begins, hit the like button, subscribe if you want, it really helps out the channel, and without further ado, let's do this. After choosing our starter, we run into the run's true starter, which is Pilot the Pidgey. It's not great, but we can definitely get some mileage out of it. Then in the forest, we catch a Scatterbug we named Charles, who isn't a flying type yet, but at the level cap, they will be. On Route 3, we catch Firestorm the Fletchling, who I'm honestly excited to use. I love Talonflame. On Route 22, we catch Duck the Farfetch'd, who I'm sure will leave a big impact on the run. Before the gym, we evolve Scatterbug all the way up to Vivillon. Gym time, and I decide to give Duck a shot at glory. He gets hit by a weak bubble from Surskit and then takes it out with Aerial Ace. Next out is Violo's own Vivillon, who hits Duck with an Infestation, a trapping move that does damage over time. Duck does big damage with Aerial Ace and then takes damage from Infestation. Vivillon hits Duck with a weak tackle and then goes down to Aerial Ace. Good job, Duck. You beat some bugs. There is a long trek between the first and second gym, so there are a lot of encounters and a lot of evolutions that are going to be happening. Let's do this. On Route 4, we catch Ladybug we call Sonic, who will be imperative in the Rock Gym with its utility. Then after we beat Professor Sycamore, we get to choose Charmander as it will eventually become a Charizard. On Route 5, we catch Doduo we named Twin Turbo, and yes, I'm very proud of that nickname. Then we have two evolutions, Pilot into Pidgeotto and Firestorm into Fletchinder. On Route 6, we catch an Encata we named Mach 7, who again isn't flying type, but can become one. After that, Sonic evolves into Ledian. Then on Route 7, we catch Skyla the Ducklet. In the Connecting Cave, we catch O-Negative the Zubat. On Route 8, we catch Drifter the Drifloon. With the old rod, we can go back to the Parfum Palace and catch Magikarp we named Game Over. In the Glittering Cave, we catch Love the Swoobat. On Route 10, I was hoping to catch either Hawlucha or Sigilith, which were both 20% chances to encounter, but lucky me got the 5% Emolga. It's okay, I have plans for it anyway. We name it Motor and stuff it in the box for now. We then level up Magikarp to evolve into Gyarados, and then Zubat all the way up to Crobat. After trekking back to get the Rock Smash TM, we get an old Amber from Glittering Cave to get an Aerodactyl we name Arrow. Clever, I know. Finally, it's gym time. Grant leads with Amaro and we lead with Sonic, who sets up a Reflect and then takes a Rock Tomb surprisingly well. I did max out HP and defense, but still. We then switch to Arrow, who gets rocked with a critical hit Rock Tomb. Then we switch to Game Over, who gets hit with a critical hit Refrigerate boosted takedown. I am personally holding a grudge against all Amaro from this point on. Game Over hits Amaro with a Dragon Rage and gets paralyzed from Thunder Wave. Aurora Beam does a bit of damage as another Dragon Rage takes it out, finally getting rid of the stupid dinosaur. Out next is Tyrant, and unfortunately our Reflect wore off and I need to set it back up, so a sag has to be made. I switch to Duck as he tanks a big Rock Tomb and then goes down to another one. R.I.P. Duck, you did okay. After that, we bring in Ledian, who sets up another Reflect and tanks a Rock Tomb. But again, we need a sacrifice. Even after a Rock Tomb, Sonic still outspeeds Tyrant in getting off a weak, super effective Rock Smash that doesn't get the defense drop and goes down to another Rock Tomb. R.I.P. Sonic. We'll win this in your name. I bring out O-Negative and get lucky as a Bite flinches. The next one flinches again and we take out Tyrant on the next turn, winning us a brutal badge number 2. On Route 11, we catch a new team member TIE Fighter, the Staravia. Before we challenge the gym, and Twin Turbo evolves into Dodrio. Gym time, and Corina's Mienfoo flinches Motor with Fake Out, then goes down to Acrobatics. Same thing with Machoke, and Hawlucha hits a weak Flying Press, then goes down to Acrobatics as well. Easy win. On Route 12, we serve to get a Mantike we named Glider, and before the Grass Gym, we evolve TIE Fighter into Staraptor. Gym time again, and Jumpluff was nearly a one-shot with Acrobatics, as Jumpluff's own Acrobatics does a little bit of damage. Ramos heals, then Acrobatics almost kills again, Ramos heals again, and then O negative crits to take out Jump Pluff. Next out is Go-Go, as Acrobatics does about 60%. Go-Go uses Takedown that does a bit of damage and takes a bit of recoil damage. The next Acrobatics takes out Go-Go. Weaving Battle is then a one-shot with Acrobatics, another easy win. Right after is the Electric Gym, and this has me the most worried. Mainly because of Clemont's Magneton. It has Sturdy, which blocks his Bulldoze from getting a one-shot. My best bet is to lead with Aerodactyl to take out Emolga with Rock Tomb, risking a miss. Then I have to switch to Emolga to set up Light Screen and then sack it. Thankfully, Aerodactyl outspeeds everything. Let's do this. Out first is Emolga, which thankfully goes down to one Rock Tomb. Out next is Magneton, so we switch to Motor on a strong Thunderbolt that does over half. We set up Light Screen as Magneton sets up Electric Terrain. We break Sturdy with a weak Spark, and then Thunderbolt brings Motor down to 10 HP. We Flash and Mirror Shot takes down Motor. RIP, buddy. This one's for you. Thanks to Sturdy being broken, Bulldoze from Arrow is enough to take out Magneton. Last is Heliolisk. Bulldoze nearly takes it out as Thunderbolt does less damage thanks to Light Screen, which wears off, as does the Electric Terrain. Clemont heals. We Bulldoze again. He heals. And we Bulldoze again, then another one takes out Heliolisk, winning us the scariest badge so far. After that, we evolve Charmander all the way up to Charizard. Gym time once again. Out first is Mawile. We burn her with Will-O-Wisp from Lighter as Mawile hits a weak crunch that lowers our defense. We try to growl while Hyper Cutter blocks it as Lighter takes another crunch. We switch to Arrow on a crunch that does get the defense drop. We set up a Hone Claws as Mawile crits with a crunch. We set up another Hone Claws as Crunch brings us under half. Bulldoze takes out Mawile, and next out is Mr. Mime, who goes down to a single Rock Tomb. Last is Sylveon. Rock Tomb barely misses out on the KO as Dazzling Gleam brings Arrow down to 12 health. She heals, we Rock Tomb. She heals again, we Rock Tomb again, and then our next one takes out Sylveon. Bye-bye, buddy. That's 6 badges down. On Route 15, we catch a Murkrow from a horde I name Al Capone. Then in the Lost Hotel on Tuesday, we catch a Rotom we name Fan Service. On the second floor of Professor Sycamore's lab, we can change Rotom's form into its fan form, giving it its flying typing. Time for another gym battle. Al Capone is out first to taunt the Sigilyph from setting out Light Screen, then we switch to Fan Service on a weak Air Slash, and then Thunderbolt takes it out. Out next is Slowking. Thunderbolt nearly takes it out as Power Gem hits hard. After a couple of turns of healing, Thunderbolt cleanly one-shots Slowking. Last is Meowstic, and we switch to Al Capone on a Fake Out. Foul Play does over half as she tries to Calm Mind, so on the next turn, Foul Play takes out Meowstic, and that's 7 badges, baby. Next is the fight with Lysander, and the first two aren't that crazy, so I'm focusing on the final fight. Just a side note, I did not do very well with this fight, so just bear with me. He leads with Mienshao, and it goes for Sword Stance as we go for Dragoness with Game Over. We miss an Aqua Tail as it goes for another Sword Stance, and thankfully an Aqua Tail takes out Mienshao on the next turn. Next is Pyroar, which goes down to a single Aqua Tail. Next is Honchkrow, and to get a better matchup with Gyarados, I switch to Fan Service on a critical hit Night Slash that does a bit over half. I risk a crit as I go for Will-O-Wisp with Fan Service that misses, and Night Slash brings Fan Service down to 10 HP. I switch to Lighter on a critical hit Night Slash and burn it on the next turn with Will-O-Wisp. Then get hit by another critical hit Night Slash. We roost to heal off the damage as Burn whittles down Honchkrow. We switch to Arrow on a Night Slash that thankfully doesn't crit and does little damage. We do 3 Hone Claws as we get down to 3 HP from Steel Wings. Fly then takes out Honchkrow. Outlast is Gyarados, and unfortunately a +2 Fly can't guarantee the one-shot, so I switch to Game Over that drops Gyarados' attack as he Mega Evolves and goes for a resisted Aqua Tail. Then we switch to O- on an Outrage that does not as much damage as I thought. We then Acrobatics to take Mega Gyarados to almost half as Outrage gets O- under half HP as it gets confused. We heal with Roost as Mega Gyarados hits itself in confusion, then we bite it for a bit of damage to ensure the KO with Acrobatics on the next turn as Aqua Tail doesn't do that much damage and gets taken out with Acrobatics on the next turn, winning us the battle against Lysander. In Terminus Cave, we catch a Noibat we name Sonic Boom, who we then immediately evolve into Noivern. We catch a Gligar from a horde that we name Batgirl on Route 19. On Route 20, we catch a Noctowl that we name Olivia, and yes, I'm very proud of that one too. We then evolve Firestorm finally into Talonflame. Final gym, and Lighter sets up the Sunny Day as Abomasnow hits a solid Ice Beam. Then Flamethrower one-shots Abomasnow, then Cryogonal, then Avalugg, winning us the last and easiest badge so far. Our last encounter of the run is a Scyther we name Reaper on Route 21. Our encounter on Victory Road was a Fearow, but I don't need it, so I skipped it. So it's time for the Elite Four. The first up is Malva, who leads with Pyroar. We lead with Arrow, who sets up a Hone Claws but gets hit with a Noble Roar that lowers our attack and special attack. We Hone Claws again, and Pyroar just hits a critical hit Wild Charge that does half. But from here, Stone Edge takes out every single one of Malva's Pokemon in one shot, winning us the battle. Next is Seabold. Sabled? Yeah, I don't know. Fan Service outspeeds and one-shots all of his Pokemon with Thunderbolt thanks to an Expert Belt. Easiest battle so far. Next is Drosna. She leads with Dragalge and we lead with Sonic Boom. Our Dragon Pulse almost takes out Dragalge as its Dragon Pulse does about half. She heals with a full restore as the next Dragon Pulse takes out Dragalge. Next out is Altaria. We switch to Game Over, who thankfully dodges a Sing and takes out Altaria with an Ice Fang. Next is Noivern, and it hits a Dragon Pulse as we set up Dragon Dance. She goes for another Dragon Pulse. Unfortunately, we miss our Ice Fang, so we're in the red after taking another Dragon Pulse, as we set up another Dragon Dance. Luckily, our next Ice Fang connects and takes out Noivern. Last is Druddigon, and it goes down to one Ice Fang. We take damage from Rough Skin, but it's not enough to take down Game Over, and we win the battle. Last of the Elite Four is Wickstrom. He leads with a Klefki that goes immediately for Torment. We set up Dragon Dance and then go for Ice Fang on the next turn as we take damage from Dazzling Gleam. We set up another Dragon Dance as we get hit by another Dazzling Gleam. Then Klefki goes down to Earthquake. Next out is Probopass. I go for a Waterfall hoping for a flinch, and we get it. We were honestly dead to Discharge. From there, Wickstrom heals with a full restore. We hit Earthquake and he uses another full restore as we hit Waterfall. Then on the next turn, we take out Probopass with an Earthquake. Next out is Scizor, who goes down to a single Waterfall. Last out is Aegislash. He uses King's Shield, blocking Earthquake. Waterfall does massive damage as we take a huge hit from Shadow Claw, bringing us to the red. But Earthquake on the next turn takes out Aegislash, and that's the Elite Four members down. Finally, it's the champion battle with Diantha. She leads with Hawlucha, and we lead with Game Over to drop her attack from Intimidate. She goes for a Swords Dance as we go for a Dragon Dance. We go for another Dragon Dance as she goes for another Swords Dance. Waterfall then takes out Hawlucha, and it also takes out Aurorus. Then Earthquake takes down Tyrantrum, and then Ice Fang takes out Gourgeist, and also takes down Goodra. Last is Gardevoir. She traces our Intimidate, but it doesn't matter as she Mega Evolves, and a +1 Waterfall is enough to take out Mega Gardevoir, and we win the battle, becoming the champion. Honestly, that was a lot of fun, and most of the stuff I had planned went my way, except for, obviously, the Rock Gym. I can see why people ban Gyarados from Nuzlocke. Its attributes are amazing, and with the right matchups, it's too easy to click Dragon Dance a couple times and then sweep. And it was definitely the star of the team. It handled half of the Elite Four itself, and after that, I'd have to say Aerodactyl, then Crobat, and though Rotom isn't very far behind it either. I'm sad I didn't get to use Talonflame like I wanted, but it was just outclassed in damage output by Charizard, who still didn't do much besides the Ice and Fairy Gym. I'm loving these Monotype Nuzlocks. It makes me appreciate Pokemon I'd never considered before. My next challenge is going to be Ultra Moon with only Dark types. With that, thank you so much everyone for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.